In the 19th century, mathematician Mary Evers Boole used stitch cards to help strengthen her students' understanding of geometry and algebra. Now, her work has since then inspired many artists as well, and string art has been a popular decorative craft. In the same manner, linear perspective in art is a geometrical way to make objects look three-dimensional on a two-dimensional plane. Both use straight lines projected from defined points on a board. Today I'm going to show you how to combine string, perspective, and geometry to create art that looks three-dimensional, but it's really not. You may have seen string art that's made by wrapping the string to pins or nails above a board. These examples are a little more like Mary Boole's stitched cards. The string is pulled through holes pierced in foam board. This is very rigid, so it stays flat, even if you pull the string tightly. Now I've cut this piece from a larger sheet of foam board, and the first thing I did was to glue a sheet of gridded paper on the back side. Now to begin the string drawing, you need to determine a horizon line. Any composition looks better if it's not cut exactly in half. So I measured my sheet of foam board, found the middle line here, and I created a line just a couple lines above that. You notice that I'm working on the horizontal long side of the foam board as well. Next, I select a point along the horizon line that's going to be my vanishing point. Now, a vanishing point is where all of the lines moving back to the horizon meet. So I'm selecting just a point here and using a common everyday thumbtack style push pin and creating a hole. That's going to be my vanishing point. Now I'm also going to make 2 holes on either side of the horizon line. Now along the top and bottom of the board, I'm going to make more holes along the grid line. Now these can be spaced every line, every grid line, every other grid line, or you can just put them on the solid lines. I'm doing them every other grid line. It kind of depends on how detailed you want to get with your string drawing. When it's finished, it will look like this. Now, using the same color thread as the board, we're going to create a structure of lines that moves from the edge of the board and meets at the vanishing point. These are called orthogonal lines, and they're the groundwork for perspective. I have a blunt needle and a long piece of string with a knot in one end. On the gridded side of the foam board, I'm going to just push the needle through and pull it until the knot stops. From this point, I'm going to go up to my vanishing point. From now on, this is going to be the front side, and this will be the back side of the board. Then I'm going to bring it along, and on the next hole, I'm going to repeat that, pushing the needle through, and I pull it just pretty much as tight as I can get it. And then back through the vanishing point, repeating this over and over and over. You're going to go through a lot of thread. Okay, now we have a set of lines that appears to recede back into the distance. And we can string the horizon line as well. Now, let's begin to make a box. On the back side, choose a point along one of your orthogonal lines and mark the corners of a small square. I'm going to choose this point right here. Okay, and then I'm going to go down to another line vertically and push a hole through there. From that hole, I'm going to go across horizontally and push a hole there. Now this hole right here, I do not have an orthogonal line to follow. You can use your ruler and create more lines that go off the side of the board if you like. Or I'm just going to find the intersection between these 2 points and put a push pin there. It always helps to mark it in pencil first, just so you have a little more visibility than the holes to follow. Now, I have a piece of brightly colored thread now, And I'm going to create that square that we just drew by pushing through the back side. I have a knot on that side to hold it through. And then bringing that back through the back again, creating the top of the box. Let's go back down the side of the box now. And you're going to be working forward and backward, flipping it from one side to the other when you do this. There I have the top and bottom of the box. Let's create a side, and there's our square. Okay, now let's create another square down here in the front of that square. If we take and follow the orthogonal line from the top right corner down the page a little bit and find a spot along that line, put your push pin through, follow the line from the lower right-hand corner. As you can see, I've marked this off in pencil first as well. And then we have the location. This box is a little bit larger than the first box. Now let's create that with the thread. There I have two squares. Now I'm going to join the corners of both of these squares, the corresponding corners. So I'm here in the upper left corner of the front square. Now I'm going to pull my thread through and join those two colors. And do you see how the thread follows that line, that diagonal line? Now I'm going to continue through the back side. I'm going to join the two upper right corners. Okay, I have to come down here. And let's join the two lower right corners. And join the two lower left corners. Okay, now you can see that we have a long rectangle that looks like a very 3D box. So you can repeat this process all around the board to make boxes and rectangles that go up and that go down. You'll end up with something that looks like this. Now these boxes and rectangles can become streets and buildings too. You can add windows and doors, and once you've mastered perspective with one vanishing point, why not try two, as in this example? Or just create some string art. We've got many lovely examples here in front. For more information and step-by-step instruction in PDF form, visit dickblick.com.